Hey guys, it's DC. So you want the best for your family, and I do too. America's fighting back against dangerous chemicals in our foods, and Backyard Butcher's beef is a top healthy pick for 2025. So see why over 600,000 Americans trust the Backyard Butchers. We're talking 100% U.S. born and raised beef straight from the grassy pastures of Texas. Their faith-based, America First founders work directly with local ranchers to bring you wholesome meats for your entire family. They have no overseas mixture meat, no hormones, no preservatives, just pure top quality beef. Guys, the way that it should be. So whether you choose the popular Backyard box or a customer favorite, the Steakhouse box, you'll be eating right. And here's the best part. If you subscribe today, they'll make sure that you get your choice of 2 10-ounce ribeyes or 2 pounds of the Wagyu ground beef absolutely free. Plus, you can use my promo code DCTV at backyardbutchers.com and we'll give you 30% off of your subscription. So that's backyardbutchers.com, code DCTV. Let's go. I actually just saw a lady's foot get stuck inside the octagon. Her heels were too long, and she got stuck in the octagon. All right, guys, we just wrapped UFC 313. There's a new light heavyweight champion, and it's Magomed Ankalaev. Alex Pereira got beat. And honestly, guys, I was calling the fights and kind of, we as commentators and as human beings, you watch these fights with the anticipation that something else may happen, that something may change. But reality is it wasn't. It was never going to change. It was always going to be Magomed Ankalaev with the way that it was going. He was winning the fight, and it was kind of hard to give him the credit that he deserved just because we have seen Pereira on so many occasions flip a fight. Guys, this is 2 fights in a row where we have seen Poatan kind of losing. Tonight he wasn't able to work himself back into the fight. Magomed Ankalaev fought a beautiful fight. And honestly, Pereira landed a few jabs. In round 5 he landed a nice head kick. But the vast majority of the fight, it was Magomed Ankalaev pressuring him, able to land shots. Maybe not big shots, but land shots and fight him very competitively on the feet. I believe that the reason he was able to fight him so well on the feet, though, is because he has that threat of the wrestling. And when you have that threat of the wrestling, it makes you a much harder person to deal with. That was actually crazy. Surprising that happened. That normally never happens when I'm doing these. Pressure, pace, wasn't able to secure the takedowns like we thought he might. So on that front, Alex Pereira was much better than we thought. He defended 11 of 11 takedowns from Magomed Ankalaev. Every level change he matched. Every time he got to his legs, he was able to change the position. But what happened was Ankalaev was unwilling to take a back step. And by being unwilling to take a back step, he really did put the champion Poatan in some rough positions. You know, what tonight showed, and you heard the urgency in the corner of Alex Pereira, tonight showed that he's just not as good when he has to go backwards. Still a good fighter. He was still in the fight. But Ankalaev had more success than we anticipated because he was able to implement that game plan. John Anik said going into round 5, it could be 3-1 Ankalaev, it could be 2-2. It would be hard for me to imagine a card that Pereira was up 3-1. And I was like, I think it's 2-2. I was wrong. It was 3-1 Ankalaev because Pereira won the 5th round. And he won it pretty convincingly, probably had his best round of the fight outside of round 1. But what's next, right? When you have a champion like Poatan, who has as many title defenses as he had, I think 3. I'm over here trying to ask for some help. I believe he earns a title fight again, a rematch, just because there really is no clear person as to who should fight Magomed Ankalaev right now. I think these guys should fight again because I believe that both would fight better. Both would fight better if they had to fight each other again. I think that it could be another fun fight. You know, wrestling is much more than just takedowns. Wrestling is the clinch. Wrestling is holding someone against the octagon side. Wrestling is forcing a man to be in a position that he doesn't want to be. That's not an easy thing to do. When Alex Pereira wants to get off the octagon side, he's big and strong enough to get off the octagon side, unless he's fighting against Magomed Ankalaev. I think Ankalaev would probably respect the wrestling of Pereira more going into a rematch, so he may change his approach a little bit. But ultimately, he fought a wonderful fight and showed that he was not wrong in saying I could stand with him, because he did have to stand for 25 minutes against the most dangerous striker in the UFC, possibly UFC history, and he came out as the champion. But I want to see a rematch between these two. I don't see anyone else that should be fighting Magomed Ankalaev for that belt, but Poatan Alex Pereira. Guys, the co-main event, Justin Gaethje got it done against Rafael Fiziev. There were a lot of questions as to, was Justin Gaethje different after getting knocked out in the way that he did? Could Justin Gaethje fight in the same way that he used to after getting knocked out by Max Holloway? What would be the lasting effects of being on the receiving end of one of the nastiest knockouts we've seen in a long time? There weren't any. He fought beautifully. He was much more smart. He was much more measured. He didn't take as many chances early as we might have expected in prior Gaethje fights. But in terms of the way he operated in there, in terms of his ability to take a punch, in terms of him being able to make adjustments, be able to maneuver and change the way he was fighting, it was wonderful. I love when JG went to that collar uppercut. That was one of my favorite combinations. That was one of the punches I used more than anything I did inside the octagon. Get the collar tie, throw the uppercut with the right hand. Justin dropped Rafael Fiziev with that, and from that moment, it became difficult for Fiziev to get him. Fiziev started round 3 very well, but then Gaethje just kept pouring it on, man. Kept pouring it on. You know, for a guy that's given so much to mixed martial arts, so much to the fans, it was nice to see Justin Gaethje get a victory in a big spot over a very tough Rafael Fiziev, who also deserves credit because he took that fight on very short notice and he had the greatest accounting of himself. He lost nothing tonight by losing this fight. He just showed that he is as good as anyone in the world, and he's going to remain as good as anyone in the world. So hats off to Justin Gaethje for what was a tremendous performance, and Rafael Fiziev, because it takes two to tango. It takes two guys or two women to make for a truly special fight, and tonight we got that between those two. Ignacio Bahamondes, first fight in the top 15, submits Jalen Turner. It was wonderful. I thought that I would see a striking fight. Bahamondes gets taken down, or at least falls to the ground, gets a triangle, and submits Jalen Turner, who was going to retire. They were going to give him an interview, but his coaches were trying to convince him not to retire. John Anik said that after the fight, Jalen was retiring, took his gloves off. I don't know what's going to come of that. I hope Jalen Turner isn't done. He's a young guy that still has a lot to offer mixed martial arts. But great job, Ignacio Bahamondes. He is now going to be ranked in the top 15, and deservedly so. Mauricio Ruffy. Oh my God. Dude, he hit King Green with one of the nastiest spinning attacks I've ever seen. Hit him right on the temple. King Green goes face down. No follow-up shots necessary. Boom, fight over. That shit was tremendous. This dude, Mauricio Ruffy, is something else, dude. He's very tough to deal with. He's going to be hard to beat for a lot of guys, and he should be very proud of the performance that he had tonight. The fighting nerds are on fire, guys, and it does not seem like there's going to be slowing down as Miles has gone back and forth a number of times. There go my boy right there. Hey, Joshua Van with a big win over Rhea Tatsuya. Bruno Pereira submitting Armand Petrosian. That was nice. Carlos Leal beat the crap out of Alex Morono. I haven't seen Alex Pereira get beat that bad a number of occasions. He doesn't do that. He doesn't get beat that bad. His style is too difficult to deal with for him to just get washed out like that. Carlos Leal washed him out. Myron Santos and Francis Marshall was a bad decision. This was a bad decision. And I don't really care what anyone thinks if it wasn't. It was a bad decision, and that should not have happened. Ozzy Diaz and Jordan Santos had a great fight to start tonight. They really did kind of get us in line for what we were going to have. UFC 313 turned out to be a fantastic fight night, and I'm so lucky to be a part of it. Guys, we have a new champ at light heavyweight. Alex Pereira went down. But hey, this is the best fighting organization in the world, and it is littered with guys that can beat anyone on any given day. Tonight proved to be Magomed Ankalaev's night as he becomes the UFC champion at light heavyweight. So hats off to all the winners. Thank you guys for supporting me. I appreciate you guys and love you. I will never take your viewership and you watching all of this for granted. I appreciate you guys. Till next time, like, subscribe, tell your friend to tell a friend. DC's got a YouTube channel, and I'm giving you this type of access right next to the octagon. Nobody else is doing this. Let's go. Rizvan.
What's up, my brother?
Another champion, big time win for Magomed Ankalaev. Did that fight go according to plan for what you guys expected in this matchup?
Yes, Maga executed his plan exactly like he was taught how it was put. But what we did not expect that Alex was gonna run, from him all the fight. So all he have to do for 20 minutes out of 25, he have to run and catch the guy. He was trying because the Alex was not fighting, and the expectation was that Alex gonna move forward and actually fight, and then we're gonna cut him. But it's really hard to knock out, the guy who's not engaging into the fight. So
yeah,
this is actually the champ. You can check me.
He talked, look at the champion right here. Champ talked about being able to stand with him the whole time. He was able to do that successfully. What made him believe that he didn't have to fear what was coming back in his direction from Alex Pereira?
It was not. I don't know who took this narrative that Maga is gonna only wrestle with him and he has no other chance, but wrestle with him. But Maga is a high-level striker.
Yeah.
You see all the previous fight, all the fighters, whoever fight with him goes to knockout, right?
Yeah.
Whoever run away, this is the decision happened. Last fight with Alexander Rakic, same thing happened. Alexander, instead of moving forward, he was pushing back, back, and then you don't see the exciting fight. The same exact thing happened here.
Congratulations,
Thank you, my
guy.
man. Thank you.
Hey, champ, how you feel?
Alhamdulillah, it's good.
Very excited, huh? Congratulations.
Thank you, brother.
My man, congratulations.